This is something really simple that you can do. Take it up to the yard, run it on the gravel. It's not going to hurt the planter, the openers or nothing. You'll be able to see exactly where those closing wheels are running. Hi, and welcome back to another agronomic update here in North Central Iowa. I'm Phil Long, Regional Agronomist here with Liqui-Grow, out in the field during planting time here as we get rolling for 2025, talking about seed to soil contact and why that, in my opinion, is one of the most important things we can do is check for good seed to soil contact. Now, we do have a lot of readings in the cab. I hear this all the time, and understanding what downforce is going down and good ride and all these things that tell you how well the planter's riding and each row unit is staying in the ground is critical for that seed depth that we want to maintain. So all those things are important, and if you have extra readings like soil moisture, residue in the furrow, all those things are extremely helpful as you're going through the spring planting, because conditions change every field, and sometimes in, lots of times in one field. So monitoring all those things gives you an understanding of what's going on real time. But we need to also get out in the field and look at some of these things, because this gives you the real picture of what's actually happening. And seed to soil contact, as far as I know, is not any reading on a monitor as of yet. So the one thing I do like to have with me is something that's flat. I have a lot of tools, but when you just use a seed indicator or a knife, you can find your seed depth, but you can't learn some of these other things that you can learn if you can cross-section a row like this. So having something that's flat is nice. If you have any masonry tools around, that'll work really well for this purpose. So I cut this row and pulled it back and looked at a few seeds as I went. And one of the first things I noticed was lighter colored soil coming straight up from the seed where the seed trench was. Which kind of made me concerned. I thought, okay, there's a couple things that could be going on here. So I looked at it. I also, on this row, you'll notice here, have the closing wheels pulled up with a contraption there that you can buy. That gives you an understanding of, well, you can easily look at your singulation too. In this case, I have soil falling back in, which is probably what I was seeing here with the lighter colored soil on top. So that right off the bat is going to tell you that downforce is not enough on that particular row. I have different downforces on these, but that is not enough downforce. It's not holding that furrow firm enough. You should be able to see the gauge wheels where they're running, and then you should be able to see that furrow wall. You don't want to see it too defined, because obviously that can mean too much downforce and down pressure, and that will unfortunately can stop the roots from getting down and out of that seed furrow or the trench. But you want to see it more defined than that. It should stay in form until the closing wheels get to it. Those closing wheels should be doing their job and closing that furrow from the bottom up. If they're not closing it from the bottom up, we can have issues like this particular row. And actually what I went back and looked at in this particular row, the closing wheels are not centered on the row. And that can be causing part of our issue too, outside of just the downforce issue. So downforce is important in understanding those readings, but getting out and seeing what it actually looks like. And then this is an issue that I've seen in many cases when I go to dig seed in a lot of fields. If I dig right where the closing wheels are and there's not seed directly below it, I know that those closing wheels are probably not following the seed trench like they should be. This is something really simple that you can do. Take it up to the yard, run it on the gravel. It's not going to hurt the planter, the openers or nothing. More or less, the biggest thing that you'll gain from that is being able to see where those closing wheels are lined up, because you're going to scratch a line and you can see no matter how many rows your planter is, you'll be able to see exactly where those closing wheels are running. The easiest way to do it is to have somebody behind it while somebody's driving forward with the planter, and you can easily assess each one of those rows really quickly and then mark the ones that need adjusted slightly. It's a really simple process to adjust those and get them back centered up and make sure that they're closing it like they should be. That's why there's a proper spacing, and that's why that's how they close it from the bottom up and maintain that moist soil around the seed. So we want to make sure that we're getting that seed furrow closed. Downforce is important because that's how we get rid of those air pockets, but then we also need to make sure that the closing wheels are doing their job and adjusting the downforce on those as well, even whether you have automatic or spring. Making sure that that's not too much or too little is also critically important. So hopefully these few tips help you out. Take your time to get out and take a look at these things because they're probably at least 5 to 10% of that early yield potential when you're looking at uniform emergence across your cornfield this spring. Seed to soil contact really is the #1 thing to get them all germinating at the same time. Have a safe spring, and thanks for watching.
Stay in the know with Liqui-Grow.